Coach Paul here. All right, we're going to go over some ring dip progressions, just some do's and don'ts of ring dips, okay? So, first things first, you want to have the rings typically a little bit higher so that you can, so that you have to kind of jump into them so it keeps you in a better position, and so you have room for your feet to kind of do some movements as far as kipping and hollow body and so on. All right, so if you think about like dips you used to do, or maybe you still do, people will tend to go here, cross their feet like this, and do their dip, okay? And what you can find yourself doing when you're doing those dips that way is you'll find yourself overextending your back and losing that hollow body position for the sheer fact that you didn't really even start with it. So what you want to think about is keeping the quads really tight and the stomach really tight to keep that back from overextending, where typically a lot of times when people get like a tighter lower back or something like that, is they think that's attributed to having a weak back, where a lot of times, I would say more like 80–90% of the time, it's attributed to having a weak midline and stomach. And so if that midline is super strong, it'll keep your back from like rounding over and so on. So what I'm going to do here first is I'm going to pop to the top here, and I'm going to assume this nice and tight position. I'm not going to keep my toes up, I'm going to keep my toes about here. From here, I'm going to lower down with like a quick lower down, which is not easy. And from here, I'm going to work on my strict dip, and I want to be able to turn out and keep them close. All right? So that's where you're going to want to be with your dip. All right? That's talking strict dips. So let's say, for example, you had to progress into it. There's a couple ways you can do that. What I would do is I'll take my band, and I'm going to put it up kind of high because I want to get used to this first. And I'm going to treat my progression like a progression, not just jump to the finish line. All right, so I'm going to be here and then here. All right, next I'm going to get my butt in here just like so. All right, now normally people will put their knees into it, okay, but that again will put you in this position. All right, so we want to be here and dip out. Now here's what might happen when you get up to a certain height. Now there's no more tension on the band. All right. So you might have to really almost use the band to spring you up. But that doesn't really matter right now, because what we're trying to do is build a better position, and then based off of a better position, we can build strength in that position. Because if all you do is like and get out there, you're going to build strength in a poor position. So we want to be here, dip out, and turn those rings out. Dip out, turn those rings out. And like I said, you can kind of get a bouncing start, and that's fine, just so you're still practicing it. And then I'm not 100% against putting the knees into the band on that progression, okay? But what you have to be mindful of if you do that, all right, is keeping the knees in front of your body and dipping out like so. What people will tend to do sometimes is they'll go like that and dip out, where you want to keep from the side. If you look here, I kind of want to keep that center of balance, knees in the front, butt in the back, okay? Keep it in the middle, because if I'm too far forward, I lose my balance. If I'm too far back, I'll just fall backwards. All right, that's one of our dip videos. Keep checking back to our channel. We're going to have a few more progressions as far as kipping goes. But right now, all we're thinking of is strict and then a certain band progression to get you there. Catch you next time.